I think, for all intents and purposes, tomorrow is week 1 in the NFL. The physicality will be there. The crisp offenses will be there. I believe this is week 1 in the NFL. I told y'all it's going to take 6 weeks every year before people get acclimated with what's going on in the NBA right now. And with that going forward, it's going to be that. It's going to be killer. I'm going with the Houston Texans. Jacksonville's offensive line is shaky. The running back is not healthy. Blake Bortles is healthy. He don't have a lot of weapons, and he's a bum, which leads is a double jeopardy. But so give me the Houston Texans. The next game I'm going to cover is the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints versus the Baltimore Ravens. The New Orleans Saints, I do believe, is a team. Okay, I got Joe Fournette started, but Fournette started to be injury prone. Hey, Joe, he was injury prone in college. This dude got exactly. He was injury prone in college. He was always nicked and nacked in college. But the thing is with him, Joe, he has a muscle pull. It ain't really nothing you can do with a muscle pull. Hamstring, you can stretch and you can do all you want. You might still pull a hamstring. Carlos Hyde will be a great addition to that. But you know what? The dude who has to hand Carlos Hyde the ball, Joe, is the reason that I have to pick against them. Because dude sucks. I hate saying that professional athletes suck. But hey man, he better than me, but he ain't better than nobody but me. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, being better than me ain't gonna get you nowhere. But I ain't going. Sorry, Joe. They can get Carlos Hyde. They can get Carlos Matthews from out of Evanston Township High School, who used to have a state rushing record here in Illinois for high school football players. They can get Carlos Boozer. Blake Bortles stinks, man. I'm sorry, Joe. It ain't gonna happen. Baltimore Ravens, the surprise team of the NFL, when they got the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints have finally woken up and smelled the coffee. They've been listening to the end of the bench. Sean Payton, he tweeted me the other day. That's part of the part. That's that part I'm lying about. But Sean Payton he should be listening to the end of the bench, because now he's starting to run the ball with Kamara and Ingram, slowing down on all those passes with Drew Brees. Oh, I wish I was picking them. I wasn't picking them. Oh, no, I know you wasn't picking them. I'm just saying. They can get any Carlos they want, bro. They can go get any Carlos. They can get Carlos from some movies. I can go on and on about the Carlos that they can get. And their ass ain't going to win, man. I'm sorry, Joe. Look, that damn Blake Bortles, I wouldn't pick him to judge a loser contest. But this is going to be a perplexing game, because Blake Bortles, it's amazing how Blake Bortles has started to play way better ever since my man Mr. Jackson has started, came in town. Remember, not Blake Bortles, Joe Flacco. Last year, Joe Flacco was the worst quarterback on earth. This year, he been killing, and the Baltimore Ravens have been killing. It's amazing what a first-round draft pick of a quarterback will do. With that being said, I'm still, even though they are playing like one of the most balanced teams in football, I'm still going with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints over the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. They're outside. Everything says that they should win. That's why I'm picking them. Joe Flacco, usually in the regular season, will let you down, in my personal opinion. The Rams versus the 49ers. Enough said. Even though the 49ers are not winning right now, when you look at the way Shanahan is calling these games, when you look at the way they're putting these games together, it's only a matter of time before the 49ers are back. Jimmy G gonna be back. The quarterback is decent. He's decent. And when you look, this is why I've been kicking these professional coaches in their behinds. Remember, if you wanted to call the show, 773-803-9824. Again, that number, 773-803-9824. You can holler at your boy. This is why I'm telling y'all that this dude, these quarterbacks, these coaches in the NFL can just kick rocks, man. Don't tell me nobody good. As far as I'm concerned, the good coaches in the league are Mike Tomlin. Y'all already knew I was going to say Mike Tomlin. Bill Belichick. Believe it or not, Marvin Lewis. That might be it. Oh, and Shanahan, young Shanahan. The reason I'm going with those guys is this. When you look, to me, this is my opinion. I'm just going to go from my era. Tom Landry had 2 quarterbacks, Roger Staubach and Morton. Morton went to Denver. That's another conversation. You go to the Steelers, Terry Bradshaw and Joe Gilliam. Then you go to the Mad Bomb and Ken Stabler with John Madden. You go to the 80s, you got Theismann being backed up by Schrader. Later on, Schrader being backed up by Doug Williams. Later on, Doug Williams being backed up by Mark Rippon. One thing is consistent about that, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Then you go down to the Dolphins. You got David Woodley being backed up by Don Strock being backed up by Dan Marino being backed up by Scott Mitchell eventually went up to Detroit. Do you see the reoccurring thing? When you are a good coach, you don't just have a quarterback. You have a quarterback and a backup quarterback. Bill Parcells had Phil Simms. Then he had Jeff Hostetler. Won 2 Super Bowls with that crew. The Dallas Cowboys. Steve Berline, Troy Aikman were a Super Bowl. Steve Berline goes somewhere else. Guess what they do? They go get Bernie Kosar. Troy Aikman gets a concussion. Bernie Kosar throws a touchdown. They win another Super Bowl. Good Jimmy Johnson. Good coaches. Bubby Brister for the Denver Broncos. Good teams have more than one quarterback. And please miss me with that nonsense of all the salary cap and this, that, and the third, and all this nonsense, man, because it does you no good. It makes you look foolish because you are looking at people, you are regurgitating the thoughts of people who have a job to protect. It's groupthink. How is it? Look, how is it that you could sit in a room full of your closest friends and y'all can't even immediately come to the conclusion of what y'all want on pizza? But you can turn on one of these 4-letter networks and everybody that hits the screen has the exact same point of view or some variation of that point of view. That is not natural. You and your wife can't agree on what's for dinner tonight, but you and 4 or 5 men can sit in the room, watch the game, and see the exact same thing. But you and your 4 homies could be watching that exact same game at your house, and y'all don't see it. So this is why I'm telling y'all, man, stop listening to them dumbasses on TV. Yes, I'm calling them dumbasses because you know what? If you ain't speaking on your own volition, you a dumbass, man. You don't have to be right. This ain't the Get Right Bowl. This ain't the Smarter Than Everybody contest. This is supposedly you giving your opinion and supporting your opinion with things that you've seen, according to Joe. But Skip said, if you have 2 bad, see again another regurgitation of silly ass bromites, Joe. A lot of people say if you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have none. But you know what? Skip a quarterback, a Dallas Cowboy fan. Was he mad when Bernie Kosar came in and threw the touchdown to Michael Irvin to say the NFC Championship game against the 49ers? I bet you he wasn't. They had 2 quarterbacks. Was he mad when Berline subbed in for Aikman for a little while? I bet you he wasn't because they had 2 quarterbacks. See, it's sad when you regurgitate, and I know you're not saying that, Joe. You just showing the foolery. But I bet you he wasn't mad when the motherfuckers was when that shit happened and they winning. Look, the Bears, Jim McMahon, if they would have had another quarterback, they'd have won more Super Bowls, wouldn't they? Yes, they would have. The last time I checked, Joe, he was mad for exactly. Check this out, Joe. When the San Francisco 49ers had Steve Young and Joe Montana, they had too many quarterbacks. When they had Steve Young, Joe Montana, and Steve Bono, did they have too many quarterbacks? when they had Steve Young, Joe Montana, and Elvis Grbac. Did they have too many quarterbacks? I bet you they didn't. See, you can always say that. That's what I'm saying. Group think get you. If you thinking like the whole group is stupid. Because again, if everybody is agreeing, if 10, 11,000 people start calling the show going, yeah, B, you was right. Yeah, B, you was right. Yeah, B. Somebody needs to call in and be like, man, shut your ass up. You don't know nothing. Even if I am right, somebody is bound to go, man, he don't know what he talking about. He think he right. It's just human nature. But every week, bruh, all you have to do is turn on your TV tomorrow around 9 o'clock. When the pregame show come on, Charles Wilson gonna agree. Randy Moss gonna agree with him. They all gonna agree. That's not realistic. The game isn't that simplistic. At some point, you gotta go. Yeah, but I'm gonna go this way. You gotta do it. No man agrees with every man. It just don't work that way, man. But anyway, man, enough with the doofuses. Back to the San Francisco 49ers, man. Shanahan, the young Shanahan is out there coaching his ass off. The defense is playing solidly. I mean, you can't stop Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. But with that being said, I'm still going to pick them to lose to the Rams because they playing the Rams. They ain't going to stop. If you couldn't stop Aaron Rodgers, you're definitely not going to stop the homie Todd Gurley. You're definitely not going to stop Jared Goff. And that they got a coach who is doing exactly what I think is necessary to be. What about Brady? Oh, yeah. Brady had a Castle. Matt Castle. Brady blow out his knee. They go 12 and 4, or 10 and 6, or something like 11 and 5. Last time is that too many quarterbacks? Exactly, Joe. Exactly. See, it's easy to sit around and roll out those bromites and look like a damn fool. That's why I don't respect Smith. That's why I don't respect Bayless. And that's why I respect most of those guys on TV, because it's just amazing to me. People who know and love me all the time disagree. They probably know what I'm going to say before I'm going to say it, and they disagree. But yet and still, you don't know this man. You spend very little time. You just work with this man, and you agree with everything he say for 17 weeks a year. Well, if you don't get out of here with that nonsense, that's just stupid. But anyway, man, enough with them 4-letter people. Dallas Cowboys versus Washington Redskins. Just because I don't like Skip Bayless, just because I don't like Jerry Jones, I'm picking against the Cowboys. I don't mind losing this game. Even though I am a fan of Dak Prescott, I just think he'll suck MC. But the thing is, the Washington Redskins are playing very well. Their defense is on point. Adrian Peterson is leading the league in rushing. Check down Alice is check down Alice. As long as he don't make a mistake, I do believe they're going to win. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This is an interesting game because the Kansas City Chiefs, contrary to belief, not even contrary to belief, they can't stop nobody. And Andy Dalton ain't that good of a quarterback. So when you got a bad defense versus an ain't that good quarterback, and then you got an excellent offense against a very good defense, I'm going to go with ain't that bad quarterback on the road versus terrible defense and pick for the shock of the week. Kansas City loses their first game, their second game of the year, 2 games in a row, and then everybody gonna start saying, see, Andy Reid, he always start off good and they fizzle. It's just the Cincinnati Bengals is much better. I am anticipating Joe Mixon to have a great game. And for Monday night, the Disappointment Bowl. The participants in the Disappointment Bowl are Eli Manning, Captain Disappointment, and Matt Ryan, Prince of Disappointment. Because Eli sucks now. He's lost his fastball. He's not reacting fast enough. Everybody think the Falcons defense is terrible. They just got 10,000 injuries. What I want you to realize is Matt Ryan is putting up points. Eli ain't. They are in the Mercedes-Benz Bowl and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm sorry. And the Choke It Up Bowl, the champion, the worst of the best of the worst will be the Atlanta Falcons. Again, they gonna unstink all to be damned and beat the New York Giants. I have no faith in my main man Eli. Eli. I think it's over for